Fire podcast. Here, we on the fringe of the internet gather around to warm ourselves by the spiciest means we can find. Today, I'm joined by my special guest, Colt.
Hey guys, I'm here. I'm back.
The ratings from last week came back and they wouldn't let us not have them. They requested. They said we're going to unsubscribe if you don't have them.
I bring in all the numbers, all the people.
So there's your ratings. So let's just get into it.
Let's just get right into the news, man.
So first I wanted to talk to you about something I've been thinking about recently, which is this whole idea of the distribution of media.
Okay. That's a very broad topic.
So like in the movie theater, you go to the movie theater and then you absorb this art form for 2 hours and then you go home and then you decide, if I like it, maybe I'll go back again. If it was really good, I'll go back again and see it in the theater. Or, it was okay, I'll probably get it when it comes on DVD.
Sure.
So that is absorbing it, and the judgment you make is after the fact. And maybe a few weeks later, you might think differently about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, with movies, a lot of the time, not necessarily for me specifically, but Rotten Tomatoes is what makes people's decisions before they go in. I don't know exactly where you're going with this, but I'll let you continue.
Well, so then in like a normal TV series, instead, it's week by week.
Right.
You're coming in and you're absorbing 30 or 40 minutes of the content.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you're making a judgment based on that if you want to come back next week. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So then it's a change, and I think it's different. You could just tell different stories that way. You can use different storytelling elements in a 2-hour movie than you would in a whole TV series.
For sure.
Bigger stories if you have more time.
You can explore different smaller plot lines without people getting bored of them.
Yep.
And
so when you have that cushion of a week, I think sometimes it gets you really excited for it. Like if it ends on a cliffhanger,
right,
then whether you like it or not, sometimes I think a show can draw you back in for the next week.
Yeah, for sure.
And it can distract from maybe the failings of the show. So what I'm wondering is, what is this Netflix formula?
Okay.
Where we drop in a whole season all at once, and instead of now you have to come back for more, it's all or nothing, kind of like you throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. If it's all there, people have no self-control. They're going to binge it all.
Right.
And then make their judgment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then if they really like it, then it's, fudge, now it's a whole year I have to wait.
Yeah. I think the Netflix formula definitely helps thin out what's actually good. Like, you're not going to be tricked into liking a show
week after week.
if it's always a cliffhanger. I mean, here's an example. I started watching Dexter with my roommate a couple weeks ago on Netflix. Just, you could binge it, but we made it through 3 episodes and decided this is one of the worst shows I've ever watched. But for some reason, it was on network television for 8 years. Like, that, I don't even understand that. Maybe it gets better. Maybe I just got unlucky with the first 3 episodes, and maybe it'll get better, but you can't hide a bad show on Netflix.
Right.
I would say.
You can't hide it as well. Which I'm wondering, is that more useful or less useful for the writers, producers to get all of your feedback all at once? If Netflix drops the whole series, then people are going crazy, this show sucks, or wow, this show is amazing. That's all at once, and then maybe even before the production of the next season goes in, so they can kind of... Does that make sense? They can kind of see...
With the Netflix formula for producers and writers and stuff, it probably feels more like a movie that they're shooting. Just a very, very long, drawn-out movie. Mm-hmm. Because when you're delivering all at once, there's not a chance to react to feedback mid-season. That's probably why if you looked at a series like Lost or something, they're probably making tweaks in the edits mid-season because people didn't like something or they didn't like a specific character. But with Netflix, there's no way to do that. Like it's already there. It's probably different. Like I've never worked on a Netflix show, obviously. Yeah. I've never worked on a major TV show.
Yeah.
But
I'm just wondering, that's something I've been thinking about is how, like, it's just an entirely different ballgame, it seems like.
Yeah.
To drop it all at once. And I mean, it's certainly different for consumption.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, is the value judged the same way as you would a movie or a TV show?
I think it's dangerous to think that every like TV show is going to grab you if you watch it for 14 hours in a row. I think that's unfair to the medium because TV is built for weekly episodes.
Yeah.
And the Netflix of like doing Netflix for TV shows, for the ones that are just middle of the pack and probably would do super well on Netflix TV, like it will kill them. And it's probably good because like the cream of the crop will rise to the top and like you'll get better shows, but you just can't hide mediocre like anything on Netflix. I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, and no, that's great for us.
Yeah, it's great for the consumer.
That's awful. And then all your ratings are in. And it's, wow, that has a 1 star. That does not look like a great show. Or I mean, if you're in that kind of mood on a Friday night, you're like, wow, this has awful ratings. Let's watch the heck out of it.
If you can get onto Netflix, you're making a lot of money. Netflix is extremely wealthy right now. I mean, they freaking made Bright.
Oh gosh, that movie was not.
That was one of the worst.
Very good.
That was one of the worst movies I've ever watched.
Really?
That was terrible.
I've seen movies with, I'd say, bigger budgets that were worse, but I've also seen movies with lower.
What have you seen that has a bigger budget and is worse, other than the prequel Star Wars?
I was gonna say the second Hobbit movie. I would say that's a worse movie than Bright. I
disagree.
That movie was horrendous.
What happens in the second one?
Nothing. They just keep. Nothing happens, and it's just a filler.
That's right. Yeah, that was a filler movie, but it looked cool.
Yeah, that doesn't do it for me. You have to do more.
Yeah, that was not a good movie, but
Bright actually
it was better
grabbed
than Bright.
me like, oh wow.
Bright was entertaining because of how bad it was. That's not something you're going to go back and watch by yourself.
Hey, maybe.
Really? Have you watched Bright again?
No. Well, hey, let's move on. And have you heard about this story?
Are you going to tell me this story?
School superintendent arrested for repeatedly defecating on another school's property.
Man. I wish my principal was that cool.
So a superintendent, and so he was in one district, and he repeatedly went to the other district and pooped on their field and their track.
How many times did he do it?
Like, it just says repeated. But he was charged with lewdness, littering, and defecating in public. He was caught doing it.
That's funny that you get like charged for littering for pooping somewhere. I mean, I guess it's litter, but
that's like, I'm just, why?
Why? School pride, man.
School pride. I'm gonna go repeatedly.
What was their mascot?
I don't know.
Oh, I hope it was something related.
So it's like, that's definitely something that if I was the coach, I would be concerned about. And the coaches definitely are too. Like, you keep on finding poop on your track on your football field.
I mean, the first one you'd be like, "Wow, this is a big dog pooping out here." Second one, you're like,
"Uh-oh,
there's probably someone homeless wandering around."
I think you can tell human poop from dog poop. But this is ABC. This is like national.
Really? This is national news?
This is national news.
Great.
Where was it? It was in New Jersey.
Why is that not surprising?
It's a Jersey thing.
Yeah, I would have guessed Florida. Florida would have been my first guess.
Gosh.
But Jersey's up there for me.
I don't know, man. So, have you heard about all the YouTubers that were just shut? No warning, nothing. They're just all shut out.
Is this the cannabis thing?
The cannabis thing.
Yes, I did hear about that.
So, there was 2 that were like science channels.
Well,
and they were warned And then, like, a few weeks later, all these, like, hundreds and hundreds of videos. And, like, a channel, like, whole channels were just...
I mean, some of them were, like, 500,000 subs or something.
Right.
The reasoning that YouTube gave for it, and I think it's completely valid, is they said they're linking to places where you can buy cannabis.
Right.
And even though it's legal in some of the states where they are, they're giving that to a national audience. So they're providing a route for buying cannabis in a place that it's illegal.
Which I'm wondering how do you get around that? If you're selling, if your content is not friendly enough to get advertisements,
right?
You need the revenue, and that's your way.
Yes.
How can you block, like, region block your video?
I don't think that's possible. What you do is you don't put it on YouTube, who has rules against it.
Right.
Like, that's tough. Like, you can't put it on YouTube if that's what the rule is. Like, you can talk to YouTube about changing the rule, but don't be upset when they strike you for breaking the rule that they have established.
Yeah. But I think the biggest decrying was there was no communication. Warning? Yeah.
That's definitely an issue. And I mean, that's been an issue with YouTube since the beginning of time. YouTube is the worst at communication. Everyone knows this. This is not a surprise to anybody that works in YouTube. Yeah.
And I don't know. It'd be better if, they actually
gave a warning or talk to them about it.
I don't know if they had a better system in place and, we're awful at this, so we're just going to keep, if they actually took strides to, improve their content.
I mean, they're backpedaling hard.
Oof.
They're trying to be as advertiser friendly as they possibly can.
Which makes sense. They want the money, but...
I mean, they're a business, and it's hurting other people's businesses, but the big business is hurting too, so what can you do about it?
I mean, when big business hurts, then something gets done. When small businesses are... Oh, wow. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. These little rinky channels with 200 subscribers and they're paying their bills with... No.
No one's paying their bills with 200 subs. You can't even make money until you're... I think it's 4,000 hours of watch time now.
Really?
In a year, yep.
Oh, in a year. Oh.
Yeah, but that's a long time.
That's a lot.
Especially, it hurts people that do... That's why animation on YouTube's dead.
Yeah.
Because, everything's super short. It's 30, 40-second videos.
Because animation is a time-consuming, arduous process.
Yeah.
And it's an art. It takes a long time to do it. And then your finished product isn't long enough, and then the algorithm is, total time watched.
It's watch time.
That's why freaking Storyteller, whatever, that people just pop that on and do homework or something. And so, you know what I'm... Storytime YouTubers who just talk for...
I avoid that crap. I avoid that crap like the plague. Okay. That's the worst kind of content.
It is.
Watch Odd Ones Out if you're trying to support some animation on YouTube.
That's right.
That's good stuff.
They're good. But animation is had a rough bout of it.
It's dead. There's none of it left. There's Odd Ones Out. Rubber Ninja doesn't do anything anymore. Eager Raptor's done. There's not anything left.
Because
Machinima's dead, dude.
Oh, that's...
Machinima as a company is completely gone.
This is a sad day.
Machinima was... They had major
on,
issues.
Machinima has stuff on freaking Amazon Prime. All of their stuff is on there now.
Really?
Yeah.
They have left Machinima because they had some very questionable business practices, and that's why all their creators left. They signed way too many people to their I forget what they're called, their community group.
It was their
it's full screen, full screen or something like that. They signed way too many people, just took their money until someone got big, and then kept taking their money.
How many people does who all is part of Full Screen?
Full Screen is the parent company of Rooster Teeth now, and Rooster Teeth has their fingers in a whole bunch of pies, but
yeah.
But Machinima, back before it went down, it had ETC, their own thing now. Mm-hmm. Funhouse was Inside Gaming.
Right.
There was a couple other big... I think... what was the other big one? Zombie Unicorn used to work for him. They had a lot of people, but they're all gone. Hundar from Cow Chop was there. They've lost every single person. They're completely done. Yeah.
So
poor Machinima.
It's just this, these big companies and they're coming into my small YouTube and they're ruining it.
No.
I
liked Machinima back
in the
day.
Is Full Screen the same? Do they own Jake Paul as well?
No.
Who owns Jake Paul?
I don't
Disney?
think
Disney cut off ties, right?
I think Jake Paul is completely disconnected. I don't think he's connected to
doesn't have a giant production company anymore?
No. I mean, Full Screen's... I don't really know, the terminology for it.
Because it's not a...
They're not a production company.
Parent company.
Basically.
They own other things.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Marvel works for Disney. It's kind of one of those relationships, I think.
Those are... You want to talk about Infinity War? Is it spoilers? If we talk... spoiler, skip ahead in the podcast. If
you haven't even seen it. I don't know how you're...
But I want to talk about it.
You want to talk about it? Okay. I'll talk about it.
What is this? Is this like the halfway point in Marvel Cinema? Or is this like...
No.
Chapter 3 of 4?
This is Chapter 3 of infinite chapters. They're not going to stop making these movies.
So Infinity War literally means that it's going to...
I mean, they're never... As long as they make money, they're going to keep making movies. They'll change characters. Like, this chapter is going to... Like, at the end of next year, when Infinity War 2, or whatever they call it's done, I think they're going to have a pretty big roster shift. They're going to lose a lot of characters.
Because it killed a ton of people.
Well, I think we should differentiate between kill and dusted.
Oh, yeah, dusted, right.
Yeah.
They killed
Loki, they killed Gamora, and then they killed...
Vision, right?
Vision. Gamora, I'm fairly certain will be coming back.
Oh, okay.
Because of the whole trading her for the Soul Stone. I think that's going to be part of the next movie, is getting her back. Mm-hmm. Plus, she's a huge part of the Guardians, and the Guardians is super profitable right now. They're not going to kill off a major Guardian.
Right. Not like Yondu. They did that.
Not a major Guardian.
Okay.
I think Rocket might be the person to go if they kill off a Guardian,
really?
Which I'd be very sad about. He's one of my favorites. But Loki, I think, is for sure dead.
Really?
And
forever?
I think he's done forever.
Hiddleston is out.
I mean, how are they going to keep paying him? He's been the main villain for 4 films now, hasn't he? Something like that? We can't keep doing that.
Why not?
We should be done.
He's not the main... He was the main villain of Avengers.
He was the main villain of Avengers. He was the main villain of Thor 1. He was the main villain of Thor... Not Thor 2. He was a villain in Thor 2 for part of it.
Kind of.
Well, he was kind of fighting with... He was with Thor, and then he went back and he died.
And then went back.
I did the fingers with that. Dude, he died, and then he took over. Then he took over Asgard at the end of that one, so he was like one of the villains in that. But
I don't. Yeah. So they killed off. Some people are permadead, and then if you're dusted, then they'll bring you
I mean,
back.
they killed off Black Panther and Spider-Man, and those are their biggest characters right now. They're not going to permadeath them. Mm. So I think Vision even has a chance to come back.
Oof.
But in the comics, they do the thing where he doesn't have the gem in his head anymore, and he doesn't have the colors. He's just like a matte color, which you see in the movie when he gets the gem ripped out.
Oh, okay. So they have the Miss Marvel thing, and that's what they're gonna do. She's the one that can.
Okay. Common misconception: Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel are completely different characters.
Whoops. So this is Captain Marvel, and it's a woman.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Miss Marvel is also a woman, which makes sense because it's Miss Marvel.
Yeah. But you should have Miss Marvel and it's a dude. I'm kidding.
Where's the representation for men in comic book movies?
Black Widow gets her own movie?
Hopefully.
Is that right?
They haven't officially announced that.
So it's Captain Marvel, and she's super powerful, and she can beat Thanos no problem.
Not no problem.
Okay. What is the whole Adam Warlock thing? Because the gold people from Guardians 2...
Yep.
They made Adam Warlock, and he's the one that can, go against Thanos.
I'm kind of confused at what they're doing with that because he didn't pop that up like at all in the Infinity War. But I really don't know if they're even going to use him or if that was just a
little Easter egg
for Guardians 3, which is coming out right after.
And he'll be the bad guy for Guardians 3 or something?
Maybe. I don't think he's ever been like a bad guy in the comics for very long. I'm sure there's some run where he was the villain, but in the comics at the end of Infinity War, he's the one that takes the gauntlet away because he can control it or whatever. So I don't know if they'll do that or if they'll replace his role with Captain Marvel. I'd guess that.
Yeah, they do.
And they'll save him for Guardians 3, but I don't know exactly what they're doing with that. They should be getting the rights back. I think they were working with
for Deadpool.
No. I don't think the X-Men thing will happen for a while, if that ever happens.
That's the one thing that I would actually like appreciate and like is if they could put Deadpool in the same one with.
That'd be so hard though.
Why?
Like, cause Deadpool's hard to cross over with. Like you can't.
Stuff.
Well, you can't have a serious movie and have Deadpool in it. It has to be a Deadpool movie. Like he has to be the lead in a movie, if he's gonna be in it.
Right, but they wouldn't have like Chris Evans in there as Captain America.
I don't know. I mean, as we get further and farther into the MCU, I feel like they might do some spin-offs and just some fun ones, which would be super cool.
Well, and that's what they tried. Ant-Man was supposed to be funny, right? Is it supposed to be a funny movie?
Not really.
Okay.
Back when Edgar Wright was trying to do it, maybe, but.
Oh right.
But
and then he got
fired. They kind of learned their lesson on that though. They're letting directors do their own vision more and more now. Like Taika Waititi was like the guy on Thor Ragnarok. They weren't trying to control him, which I like because like the movies are different now. I'll admit like Phase 1, Phase 2, a lot of those are the exact same movie. They're all Iron Man 1, but
right.
Yeah.
Gosh, Iron Man 1, what a good formula.
I mean, it's a great movie.
It was a good
but
movie
then we did it
once.
3 more times. We did it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, Infinity War, man. It's good.
Yeah, go see Infinity War and tell your friends all the spoilers.
Or don't. Or don't do that.
I mean, yeah, be good citizens. But I think that about does it for us here today. So thank you guys for listening. Connor, Kale, appreciate it.
And hopefully someone else. Hopefully other people are listening.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this, go ahead and leave a like. And if you don't, that's cool too. Do whatever you want. I'm not your boss.
Do we want to plug anything? We do some YouTube stuff. So
yeah, if you search up Jargon Bin on YouTube, you'll find some stuff. There's some live action stuff. There's some gameplay. If you enjoy this, if you enjoy Colt's magnificent voice,
thank you.
Go check him out. He does a lot of stuff over there. So, yep, thank you so much for listening.
All right, see you guys.